There are two kinds. There's Fat Possum Records that don't suck, and then there are all the other ones.
I had one like that. When I heard her feet, when they hit that bridge, that's when I told her, boy, will you pay? Boy, will you pay? Boy, will you pay? Boy, will you pay? I don't care where you go.
Now, there are a lot of blues records. I always wonder if the world even needs any more. Definitely doesn't need any more bad ones. You always thought there were about 10 records that you could take like the whole blues and most of rock and roll. If you had just those 10 records, you could kind of construct everything. I don't know if we've made one of those 10 great ones, but at least I don't think we've ever put out anything that we should be ashamed of.
How did you find some of the artists?
Driving around. I mean, it was easy, and you can almost see the artists we've, in proximity to my house, to like where they live. You can almost see like which ones we recorded in which order. The ones closest to Oxford, R.L. Jr. were the first recorded, and then the little towards, out into the Delta were kind of the next ones, down to like after 5 or 6 years in business, as far away as Natchez, Mississippi. I really like these guys, and our first job really is not to like document anything. It never has been. It's to make sort of records that we think sort of rock or have an edge to it. And we also, in doing that, we try to market them. We do have a large percentage of our guys have served time for first-degree murder, and so we might as well take advantage of that. Get whatever we can out of it. I mean, it's in the Bible. You have to pick the fruit when it's ready or something. I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but it's just, I don't see wasting that is gonna help. I mean, no matter what we do, the people can never be brought back to life. So we might as well try to get some press out of it.
Oh, I went to Botchman they gave me 5 years, but like I said, I was living with the supervisor of Tate County, and I just did 6 months down there. I shot a guy one time, and the guy asked me when I went to coach, did you shoot him in self-defense? I said, no, Joe John, I shot him in his ass and he jumped the fence. Grandson, Mr. Cedric Burnside. Well, I've been writing my own songs now about 12, 14 years. When I'd sit down and think of something, and I had a little recording tape. I'd record it, a little of it, and think of some more words, and finally we'd get it together and play it.
What kind of things do you write about, would you say?
Well, I like the blues. Yeah, 'cause see, the roots of all the music started from the blues. That's the roots of all the music. You take this rock and roll, disco, and rap, and all that stuff started. The first music was the blues. It started from right there.
Well, well, well. Don't be so mean. Don't be so evil.
Well, you don't have the blues too often. Till some man take your woman, then you got the blues. Bad then, see. You get to the house and she ain't there, you got the blues bad then.
What love, baby, yeah, baby, love, had to be for you.
Drove like 10,000 miles in Mississippi. I don't think I even left the state. I mean, just driving around 1,000,000 miles to nowhere, just an aimless big circle, all through the Delta. And there's always I mean, I think those towns used to have, well, they still do, a couple of guys that can play something. You know, I always felt that the best artists were probably never recorded. I thought there would be other guys out there that might have been like sort of the first or second generation sort of greatness.
Most of my playing back then when I was in the country was around something like all night open houses, you know, where they sold white whiskey, you know, stayed for gambling and played guitars all night. Didn't have no certain tune to play. You didn't you get paid too much money, just a little bit of money, mostly whiskey. You drank all the whiskey. You couldn't drink the whiskey they gave you, but they wasn't paying you that much money back then in the country, you know. You know, I wish I was a catfish swimming deep down here in the sea. Well, I have more good-looking women, you know, fishing out the mean, fishing out the mean. Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh well. You know I went to my baby house, and I sat down here on the stairs. She said, "Come on in, buddy, you know." 1961, I written that song, and me and my wife did about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was working at the Dairy Barn then, and so I went to the man that I worked for on the Dairy Barn and borrowed me $300. And I had written the song and sent it to WLAC, John R. in Nashville.
Which was a recording studio.
Yeah, you know, you could write a poem and send it in. And so they wrote back and told me, so they come down there, and they wanted me to come down there and record it, you know, at the studio. Gets to the place, and I saw the man that was supposed to be recording the record for me, and we talked to him. He said, "Well, Mr. Beff said, we ain't gonna be able to get you in now because we already got it booked now, and we ain't got no opening. You'd have to stay here a week and do it the next weekend, following weekend." So I said, "Well, what I'm gonna do? I done spent most of my money flats. Then I had to buy a tie after I got to Nashville. I bought a new tie, so I didn't have but $100 left, and I had 3 more people I had to get a hotel for that whole week."
Because you were traveling with your wife and
my wife and my nephew and one more friend of mine, and I I didn't have enough money to pay for the hotel for us to stay there now another week. So I didn't know nothing else to do but come on back home. So I came all the way back home. Had to be back home anyway that Monday to go to work. So that's what I did. I came on back home and waited 30 more years before I recorded it.
It's his first full-length record. It's weird how he kind of moved to Memphis. He just sort of sat there and played based on, you know, what he remembered almost before going to Memphis. You'd think that in Memphis, all the other influences, the style, everything would have rubbed off on him. Instead, he sort of honed his sort of Holly Springs art down to just a fine point.
I've been retired since 97. I'm on Social Security and disability. Actually, I quit work in 95 on account of my wife. I had to see out of her and then take care of her. She was diabetic, you know. She's diabetic and she couldn't walk. Plus, I had to fix her food or medicine. She's just like a baby. She couldn't do nothing for herself. But one of the songs I kind of wrote about her, you know, because it was her. I put her name. I used it as her name. The title of it is her name, Noreen. Noreen, Noreen. What in the world you trying to do to me? Noreen, Noreen. Woman, what in the world you trying to do? Yes, you know I love you, woman. Woman, tell me what in the world you're trying to do to me. Yes, when I first met you, baby, you were the sweetest little girl I ever seen. Yes, when I first met you, baby, you were the sweetest little girl I ever seen. Yes, you know I hate to lose you, woman. You know you mean so much to me. Loreen, Loreen, what in the world is wrong with you? Loreen, Loreen, Loreen.
Some of these places are like the worst places probably to live on earth. I mean, I definitely would not say that the Delta is a nice place to, you know, it's kind of horrifying, but they've produced a lot of interesting howls, you know. T-Model like wins everything by just a sort of deliberate will. He was always there banging out music, and sometimes it was really bad and sometimes it was really good. You know, he gave us the sort of punk credentials.
It's a man drink, not a boy's drink. See, you have to learn, when you're doing something, you can ball what you're doing, you said, all right, but when you can't ball what you're doing, put it down, don't fool with it. I'm a chicken head man. I love chicken head. I'm a chicken head man. I love chicken head. When your mama kill a chicken, say me the chicken head. I'm a chicken head man. I love my woman out of cloud dew. Oh, love, I'm a chicken head man. I love my babe out of cloud dew.
T-Model is, he's this bizarre artist, sort of chock full of the most bizarre confessions, even, and he's amazing in so many ways. I mean, he had to go to a funeral. And he had this van that was maybe 20 years old. It was all fucked up, and he can't read or write. And it was somewhere in Detroit, and he was asking us where should he head, and we're just, well, up 55. God knows how he makes it there, but he does. You know, it's almost like amazing, you know, how with no money, no decent vehicle, he kind of just wills it. Nothing else is going for him, you know, besides his determination. You know, and how he can go wherever. You know, if we sent him to like Antarctica, I swear to God, he's like the only artist that would make it.
If you want to play bass, play bass. And if you want to play drum, I want you to play drum. And don't be ashamed when you walk up on the stage. Don't you be ashamed.
I know.
Don't you be ashamed. Don't you be ashamed. Tell them just like you know what you're doing and play.
I ain't gonna stay be talking so much they'll be booing me out. Hey, I look at your girlfriend. She's skinny.
Well, I grew up in Forest, Mississippi. That's where I was born and raised there. I can't read, I can't write, I can't spell nothing I love. All I just see it if I want it. If somebody got something I want, I'll work for it, I'll beg for it, I'll pray for it. If I don't get it that way, I'm too busy. You don't love me as I do. I say, well, I picked up a guitar as I was 58. I didn't know nothing. I had never played a guitar. And my wife bought one. I was driving a log truck. And I came in one evening and she said, you see your present? I said, what is it? She said, I bought your guitar. I said, what you spending my money in some mess like that, wasting it? I said, old as I is and I ain't never played a guitar. I said, ain't never been no school to learn nothing. I said, and you waste my money like that? I said, shh. She said, you can learn. I learned myself. Feel so bad when my baby walk away. Well, I feel up at the train.
You know, it took us about a year to put the first record out, and we did every fucking thing wrong. We sent it to this one group that went out of business. We just did it all backwards, and we had like probably 50 middlemen between us and the CD manufacturing plant. And the other thing that was so ridiculous is our first records. I think we released them between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, or Christmas and New Year's Eve. So like no one heard them ever. I know we advertised for like a year before the record came out, which helped, you know, get some orders to help pay for it. It was all sort of backwards. It was a total clusterfuck all the way around. Everything was done as it should not have been done. We need still shots of the buildings down there on this. Go ahead, get to that black and white roll. The last roll we've got. Most of the guys we found just driving around asking word of mouth, wasting a lot of time, going to some town looking for someone that you know suspect exists, even though you don't know their name and you're not sure if it's this town, is time consuming. I've knocked on a lot of little houses, and you know I can see some little kid run into the living room or whatever and scream out, you know, Daddy, or Mom, you know, there's a white man at the door or something, you know, a bunch. And them thinking that the last thing in the world I was looking for was a guitar player or something.
Well, I figured somebody would come sooner or later, you know, and find me in this corner of the world, you know. Yeah. But I had been offered go to California, but I got married and I was a little sketchable, young guy, losing my wife if I run off, you know. Just had gotten married. And I said, well, I better stick with this woman, you know. That's what held me back. If I hadn't been married, I'd have been gone, yeah. I wouldn't have been in Mississippi. I'd have been gone. We started having children and stuff like that. And I knew I was stuck in the middle. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Huh?
Losing your wife over making a CD.
No, not after I just had met, you know, and we got married. I figured if she was the blues type that would go with me, I would have took her along with me or something like that. Mm-hmm.
But she ain't.
She's a church worker. Yeah. So that's why I ever, you know, she used to go with me on some plays, but she didn't like it, you know. She admit right now she don't like it. After being, you know, in a religion type, you know, she's a Baptist religion girl, you know. Mm-hmm. They don't like blues. They may like it, but they hold it inside. Yeah. Well, tell me now, mama, how much you rolling down? Well, tell me, mama, how you want you rolling down? Say, roll me with your belly, feed me with your tongue. Well, tell me, mama, why you stayed last night. Well, tell me now, mama, why you stayed last night. I didn't come home this morning, baby, so all shining bright. Well, tell me, mama, how you want you rolling down? Well, tell me, mama, how you want you rolling down? Say, roll me like Mother Man Don. When I was 11 years old, I liked it, the music, you know. I liked it, the guitar, the best of music. And I started 11 years old, playing on a bucket. Yeah, with a rubber string wrapped around the bucket, singing like that. And then the same year I got a guitar. Had to work for the guitar. My mom bought $11 at that time. Acoustic. Real good, though. Gene Autry guitar. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Mama put the chicken in the frying pan. Scared of a jealous man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get on out of here. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Get the baby, let's go. Get the baby, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Get your bundle, let's go. Get your bundle, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Move on out of here. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Mama, put your coffee in the frying pan. Scared of a jealous man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get on out of here. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get on out of here. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. Ah da 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 da. I'm not the organ type. T.Model is the organ guy, you know. He's the one that do all the cutting up here. But still, I love to listen at him, you know. Just sit back and ride and listen at him. I think T.Model is great in his own way of singing.
Freight train blue, can my baby bring? Freight train blue, can my baby bring? Well, that same old train got my woman gone. My daddy was a son of a bitch. My daddy beat me like you beat mules, cow, dog, anything. My daddy had beat me between my legs, cut one of my balls. I ain't got but one ball down there now. A white woman, she dead and gone now. Her and my mama greased it and put it back in. I was a boy then. But I wouldn't take that no goddamn more now. You hear me? I wouldn't take it no more. I have to tell this. I can't hardly stand it though. My baby brother, he dead. He beat him over the head with a stick of stove. You could hear his skull. And the print of his fingernail was right there when he died. And that hurt. That really hurt me. I ain't joking. That hurt me. I wouldn't take that now. I'm crippled. I wouldn't take nothing like that now. 12-foot Lord, I wouldn't.
I had to bottle up and go. You may be old, about 90 years. You ain't too old to shift them years. I had to bottle up and go. I had to bottle up and go. Had to bottle up then, you know.
Big Daddy, yeah. I'm gonna run up here to mix and shoot a little pool.
Okay.
And I'll be back. I'll be back down here. I'll be back in a couple hours, and then we can head up there.
Okay.
I'll be back way before 8.
Well, okay, I'm on till about 8 o'clock, and I'll be able to head out then.
Okay, then, well, we're gonna go up here and shoot a little pool, and I'll see you in a little bit.
RL is one of these people that sort of,
See y'all tonight, man.
and yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of things seem to break and go awry that normally would work perfect if, and had, until he, walked in the room or something. I mean, he's one of these people that sort of brings out the worst. You know, he really taught me to sort of appreciate, you know, things that, you know, from tornadoes to fires to car wrecks. You know, he just gets a big charge out of them.
Like, see, I'm a poor man, you know. I never had nothing. I came from a poor family. See, my family couldn't afford kids. A neighbor had me. And my father was so cheap, man. He used to jump over the gates when he get home and keep wearing out the hinges. He used to give me and my sister a nickel every night not to eat supper. And we go to bed, eat whoopers, and in the morning for losing it. That was cold, wasn't it?
I don't think any of them would be alive today if they weren't a little bit wary of anyone. It's almost like this. Oh God, this is dicey. But I mean, our guys almost have a system of distrust. If they were in my position, they would think that any guy that had any brains would rip them off because they could. B, they wouldn't want to fuck with someone who wouldn't rip them off because that person's like an idiot and going to get into a jam. I think that maybe their take on it, and this might be right because, I mean, capitalism is sort of based on the exploitation of others, right? Is that, yes, I'm ripping them off, but they're getting a better shake from me than they would anyone else out there. I mean, you want to really get my guys nervous, and that's like kind of get to sort of like real hippie ideas. That's when they really kind of get uncomfortable because they know all that bullshit's not gonna like go for very long. That is your social security number, right?
Yeah, but it's got zeros, but it's 427, you know.
They say they'll give you that minus, you know, about $400 to pick up, but it might be the most expensive $400 you ever got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, especially if they start taking a third of everything else.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a handful of artists that really came out on the short end of the stick in America, and I think we've made it better for them as a business institution, and I think that can't help but maybe soften some of the suspicion or hate. But I don't want to, you know, write any guarantees on any of that. You know, I think it's something that will be here for a long, long time. You know, I don't see it disappearing anytime soon, anywhere, north or south. or maybe, you know, I've gone through so many dead-end roads that it gets a little, you know, you're not so anxious to get out there and see what's out there. Someone said, I don't know who, they said, well, where do you want to be in 5 years? And I just, alive is my first thing, you know. If the label has to go, but I'm spared, fine with me, you know. I've no qualms about that, you know. But I hope we're around. I think we will be. I mean, some of our records I know will be selling. I don't know who will own them at that time and what kind of world it will be.